wild to me because
I was surprised when you pitched it to me. I was like, wait, hang on. You don't like this.
No, see, okay, I don't know if this ever happens to you, but sometimes I get an idea in my head, and the only way to get rid of it is to write it down and just tell the story and be like, I don't want the story, but here's the story.
Yep. I
it's
get
not
that.
like it's morally repugnant or anything like that. It's just, it's not my genre. And it's like, I don't like zombies, like for a multitude of reasons. And I don't like the zombie genre specifically. But in my head, this project just like appeared. And it asked I think the reason why it won't go away is because it asks a really important question in the premise of the story that I was like, this needs to be answered. And the only way you can answer this question is within this story.
Yeah.
And that was what was like driving me crazy. I was like, no, I don't want a zombie rom-com. I don't want zombies. Hey guys, welcome to the Untitled Workin' Podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Darcy.
And we're just basically here to invite you into our story, our journey as we write books and movies and all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah.
I'm mostly a script writer with a minor in writing novels.
I still love that. And I am mostly a novel writer with a minor in script writing.
We work out really well together.
It's a great pairing.
Always. Like, not like peanut butter and jelly, but like what, ham and cheese?
Ham and cheese. But wait, I'm vegan, so that's...
Dang it. Okay. Bad analogy. What's a better vegan analogy?
Quinoa and tofu?
Oh, gosh. Okay.
I'm kidding. I know.
Skipping that one.
Chickpeas are really, really good if you mix them with mushrooms. See, none of these work like sandwich ingredients, so it doesn't really work.
Like falafels and tzatziki.
There we go. Perfect. I love
down.
a falafel.
So good. Oh my gosh. Dang. We should go to a Greek restaurant after this.
We should. Peta's got really good falafel, and they have gluten-free wraps if you're gluten-free.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
We went to an Iranian restaurant a while back, and we had like the best homemade pita bread I've ever had.
Oh, yeah.
It was probably the only homemade pita bread I've ever had, so that's why it was really good. But yeah, anyways, we're derailing. This is actually just the intro podcast, so if the last 30 seconds gives you any hint as to what the rest of this is going to look like.
We just like having a good time.
We really do. We have a lot of fun working together and talking, obviously.
I was thinking the first time that we attempted this before it derailed.
Oh man, guys, that's a whole nother story.
The fact that we like basically just talked for 3 hours straight.
Pretty much.
And we never ran out of anything to talk about.
I know. We had to keep getting back on track and be like, nope, that's a rabbit trail. We're not going into Alice in Wonderland's little rabbit trail.
Yeah. It's kind of wild.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, though.
No, it's great. We riff really well. So hopefully other people will enjoy this.
I hope so.
And if they don't, we'll know real quick.
Yeah. There we go.
Although, don't leave us any bad reviews. Just stop listening.
Don't. Yeah.
If you don't like us, go listen to something else.
Yeah. It's that easy. Just scroll on past.
Exactly. Okay, so this next segment we are calling our work in progress, or WIP.
Whip.
And this is basically where we're just going to dive into what we're working on right now, separately, together, maybe where we're at in the hero's journey. I don't know. So, Darcy, what are you working on?
Okay, so currently I am working on the novel for the project that we are co-writing. Very exciting for that. Yeah. Absolutely love the idea, the concept. Lauren came up with it. She brought me on to be a part of the adventure, and it's very nice.
Darcy's the only way this story is going to get written.
Oh, no. That's a lot of pressure.
Oh, dang it. Sorry. Well, there you go. You know, this is where we're at, Darcy.
Well, you know what? That might help with the executive dysfunction. So.
It's all on you.
Oh, no.
No, it's not. We're co-writing for sure. Yeah. Definitely co-writing.
Lauren's been doing like a lot of the behind the scenes stuff too, but and then I'm working on a currently untitled project. It's not actually untitled, but I'm not sharing the title.
That's fair. Keep
you know about that one because that's the one that you inspired when we worked on our last film together.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh, that is so funny that you say I inspired that, because I really don't even think of it in that way. You just came in with like this phenomenal scene and idea, and I was like, oh, this is great. You have to do it. I basically just told you, forced you to do it. I was like, you must do this thing.
Well, I mean, because originally we were working on the short film together. And that was an idea that I had like forever ago.
Right.
But talking about that and then talking about other movies that we liked, it just really spurred this idea on. Because me and you were talking about how much they just don't do rom-coms like they used to.
I was listening to a podcast the other day on the town, and they were talking about that same thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. Just comedies in general, rom-coms, all of it.
Yeah, they don't do them like they used to. But this one's like a little twist on a rom-com. It's not actually just a rom-com.
Oh, no, 100%.
But I think I have a genre niche, apparently.
Really?
The movie we're working on is also a rom-com vibe.
It is. You're right. It is.
So,
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's like a dark comedy dark rom-com.
Rom-comedy?
Rom-comedy.
Comedy.
If you know what that's called, a dark rom-com.
Yeah.
Needs a better like flow. Nope.
So I was thinking of like a thriller rom-com, and it was Throm-com.
Rom-com. Uh-oh.
That one sounds a little bit more on the
risque side.
Yeah. But and then I'm working on my novel that's my independent from us. And then a D&D campaign I'm writing as well.
That's awesome. Yeah. Nice. Very cool. And D&D campaign writing, I think, counts as writing.
You have to create an entire world, stories. You have like all your player characters that, I mean, the players come up with the backgrounds, but you have to find a way to like make it all mesh and progress their background. Yeah,
you're like a writer and an improv coordinator at the same time.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
And it's pretty wild.
That's a lot.
Fun, though. Yeah.
I bet. That's probably a really good way, too, to just, like, exercise your, like, quick thinking skills and also, like, your flow skills of being like, oh, I'm going to take this random thing that has nothing to do with this that this person gave me and combine it with this other random thing.
Yes. Because a lot of the times when you're, like, if you're DMing an actual session, too, your players, you know, people are people. They don't always react the way you've planned.
No.
So you can plan for as many scenarios as you think of. But then they're going to, like, throw you for a curve, and you, on the spot, you have to come up with an entirely new storyline.
Yeah, absolutely. It's, I don't really D&D myself, but I do appreciate the effort that goes into it.
Fair enough.
No, 100%. Some of those campaigns get wild.
But what are you working on?
So I am working on, kind of like Darcy said, I'm working on the screenplay and the torch for the project that we're working on. So the way we've split up co-writing, which we'll talk about in a minute, for this project titled Unholy Vows, a ZomRomCom. We do have a little flow for that one.
We do.
Is that Darcy's going to do the novel, and then I'm going to do the screenplay. So we're co-writing for both of that, and we'll dive into that later. But she's spearheading that, and I'm spearheading the other stuff, so that we kind of have a just like a good separation of being able to like, this is what I'm owning and this is what you're owning, and then we're collaborating on the story as a whole. Yeah, so that works really well. And then I've got a couple other projects in development, so doing the like torch and the pitch deck and things like that. A feature film that I haven't touched in a little while, but I am fully intending to dive back into, is currently working title is Grilled.
Yes.
And that one I'm super excited about. I feel like it's very much like a kind of like I call it like I don't even know what to call it right this second, but like the way I've been describing it to people is kind of like a indie darling Midwest slice of life American kind of vibe.
It kind of has like a friendship take on a Hallmark movie.
Oh yeah, except I hope it's a little better than a Hallmark.
I mean,
no slush on Hallmark movies if that's what you like.
I just meant more like the story, like vibes.
Yeah.
Like small town, big city.
Yes, yeah. That one I'm excited about because I think that there's so much like divisiveness across the board when it comes to just life right now that it's really about someone who values the small town values and someone who doesn't disvalue them but has enjoyed exploring the differences of a city and appreciates the city vibes.
Yeah.
And they're best friends. And so all of this stuff is pushing them to work together to save the small town, but it forces the one who wants to just be in the small town to go and explore the city and experience the city in order to do that. So it's very much about friendship. It's about, finding commonality and what happens when life, pushes you outside of your comfort zone and also just being willing to step outside of that.
I think it's a great story to tell with like a good lesson.
Yes. Yeah. I try to do that in most of my stuff. So, I mean, Yeah. I don't really know where to go from there. So, yeah. Also, we are not sponsored by them. So, unless you are a part of Aquafina. But, yeah, so that's what I'm working on for my current whips. Obviously, we're creative, so we are always coming up with new ideas that we're trying to find a way to slot into what we're working on or save for a future project. But
yeah, I had to buy extra storage for my Google Drive.
Oh no.
Because I have so many like Google Docs that are just like 5 sentences of an idea.
No, 100%. I do that all the time. I'm like, here's the title, and the title's just like a long run-on sentence of what my idea like is as a gist.
Yeah.
And then I'll like brain flow like a paragraph and be like, I'll figure that out someday.
Sometimes I go back and I'm like, what was my thought process
100%,
here?
100%. I'll set it as a reminder, like remind me in an hour to save this info as a Word doc. And then I'll look at it and be like, either Siri really misunderstood what I said or I was not thinking straight. My brain was in a different world.
Yeah. Oops. Been there.
Right. Daydreaming.
I've had some where I've like woken up from like a dead sleep and I've like quickly written it down.
Yeah.
And then I go back to sleep and I wake up the next day and I'm like, none of these words make sense. Are these even words?
Right? No, 100%. Yeah.
So,
well, as far as where you're at on the hero's journey, do you feel like you have an answer for that? Because I don't want this to be like a forced thing.
I probably would say like just in life or like in writing.
Either.
In life, I'm probably at like, you know, that point, really, really towards the beginning of the movie, where like the hero's like, everything sucks. I need to make this massive drastic change to my life. But then they've like started like setting the things in motion. Like it's like that little tiny bit.
Setup.
Yeah.
Nice.
Right before everything like either starts going to crazy shit or gets really good.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. I think I'm somewhere close to you. I think I'm in the debate season.
Okay.
Like if you're familiar with the hero's journey, you know, the debate part is kind of coming after the catalyst of just life happening and stuff. And like, you know, my husband and I have been just navigating all sorts of stuff. We're newly married and that's been amazing. Oh my gosh, I love him so much. But he lost his job in January, so we've been navigating that. And I've been coming off of a show the last couple weeks or months now. Oof. And just navigating like what do you do with your time and your energy? And it's like when you're busy, you're like, oh, I'm gonna spend 24 hours a day writing and doing all this creative stuff. And then you get there and you're like, what do I do? Well, there's too many things to do. And I like
so much free time,
spinning in circles, being like, I need to do this, and I step forward to go do that, and then I'm like, oh, but there's this thing over here, and then I step towards that, and then I feel like I just like my mind just starts spinning, like all these plates are spinning, and I'm trying to be like, which one do I touch?
I get that.
Yeah,
for sure. I call them my spaghetti tornadoes.
That is very accurate. My spaghetti tornadoes are all just
like a bunch of them just going.
Yeah, it's like twisters.
Yes,
we got twins, except I've got like quadruplets.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, so I think that's kind of where we're at. Is I'm just trying to figure out what does this look like. So it's been nice being able to co-write with you and kind of set up this podcast to be like, hey, here's some structure.
Just something to like really set things in motion.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that actually takes us to our next section, the pen to paper, of just talking about like writing in general and us co-writing. Yeah,
it was I was actually gonna bring up too before the switch. Coming off of like working on a set or something like that. Yeah. Can be crazy. Yeah. I mean, because you get like, do you get the flu? The after work flu?
Yes. Oh my gosh. I think it depends. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But it is a very real thing. It's like
I get it every time.
Do you? Yeah. For those who don't work in the film industry or aren't like super like in the know of how that works, like you're working anywhere from like 12 to 18-hour days for if you're on a feature film or like a studio project that's like a bigger project, you can be working anywhere from like 5 to 8, 9 months of this type of work schedule for the most part. There's a little bit of a slowdown or a ramp up at the beginning or end depending on what department you're in. But I mean, you're grinding it out. You're chugging energy drinks and coffee, and you're taking whatever medications like Tylenol and Advil. They're just pumping you full of like emergency and liquid IVs, and they're like, just keep going. going.
Just keep going.
You can't afford to go down. And so like when you just stop, your body's like, oh, now we get a break?
And
okay.
you hit a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. So we're going to go into our next segment.
Yes.
This is called Pen to Paper.
Pen to paper.
I don't know why I opened a book. Pen to paper.
I mean, it's a notebook, right?
yeah. And if the people who are listening are like, you did what?
We can't see that.
Can't do that. I know. Whenever someone says that on a podcast, I'm immediately like, I gotta look at it. See what they did.
Let me see.
Like, it was not worth looking at.
Yeah.
So this section we're calling Pen to Paper, and this is basically where we're just gonna kind of dive into a somewhat focused topic, just to kind of keep us on track with just talking about, you know, where we're at and what we're doing. So for this one, I think we should just dive into like the for this one, I think we should dive into the work, the co-writing element that we're doing.
Yeah.
And maybe just talk about co-writing.
Yeah, that works for me.
Because again, this is just the intro, so we'll just share that a little bit and
gives everybody a little bit of a vibe of like our shtick.
Yeah, absolutely, and just kind of like where we're at in the writing process of what we're doing. Just a little background. So.
Yeah, I think that's good.
Okay. Do you want to kick us off?
Sure. So co-writing, I guess, to give a little bit of background of us and like how we met and everything like that.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, it kind of sets the scene. How do they know each other? Surprisingly enough, we have now known each other for 3 years.
I think so.
Yeah. 3 years.
Yeah. 2
years?
2.5, 3.
Almost 3. I don't know.
We met in 23, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So almost 3.
Almost 3 years.
Almost 3 years. Yeah.
Okay.
So we met on the set of a movie.
We did.
It was a very good movie.
Did you watch it?
I did.
Oh, I still haven't seen it.
It's goofy and it's
100%.
like it's not anything deep.
Sure.
Like there's no deep meaning behind it.
Yeah.
It's that classic comedy. This is just made to be stupid and make you laugh.
Yeah. Just cute rom-com vibes.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it.
Good.
I was really disappointed. There was a couple of things that were cut out that like I was really excited to see.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
maybe we'll do an episode talking about
that would be the
editing process.
That would be good. Yeah, because a lot of things and things they spent like days and days
100%,
on.
yeah. And when I say editing process, I mean story editing. I'm not going to talk about film editing. Go find somebody else.
Yeah, that's not what this podcast is about.
No.
But yeah, so like, I mean, yeah, it was that's how we met.
Yes. Yeah.
And it was really cool because I guess that was my first time coming on it as an office PA, as like a production PA within like the production office itself.
Yeah, because you were a costumes PA before that for a couple shows, right?
Yeah, that was kind of like my main gig. I did a little stint on a movie prior to that as like an office PA, but it was an internship that I did through the Georgia Film Academy.
Oh, nice.
Which was really cool. It's cool that they do that.
Yeah.
If people are trying to get into film and you're in Georgia, the Georgia Film Academy sets you up to be able to like get your foot in the door.
Yeah.
So
we'll have to have an episode talking about internships because I'd love to hear your thoughts on it because I have heard mixed thoughts on it, or I've heard of people doing it the wrong way.
Yeah.
And then people don't appreciate it. So I'd love to hear what the right way is because I do think that's a really valuable thing to offer to somebody, but I also don't ever want someone to feel taken advantage of like, I should have been a paid PA instead of an unpaid intern or a paid intern or whatever.
So the Georgia Film Academy, you get paid minimum wage.
Okay.
So that is a good thing at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely something to dive into to talk about. But yeah, so I got my little desk and I was so excited. I was like, I have a little desk and I was super excited. And then I don't even remember where the initial conversation started. I think because I would get lunch. That was like one of my big things.
It was the most important job in the entire office.
Yeah.
Who cares about contracts for A-list actors? We need lunch, people.
Look, every single person that works in the film industry will forget to eat.
Oh, 100%.
If you don't feed them.
I have a saying when I'm running a show that, what is it? It's a good crafty covers a multitude of sins. Because if you skimp on that food and the drinks, like we were just talking about, like people get sick. They're working crazy long hours. Some of the jobs are really physical.
Really
like,
physical.
Very demanding.
Yeah.
Like people need to like replenish energy all throughout the day. And even if they're just standing there as like a PA guarding a door or whatever, like you still need something to do or you're still burning energy. Like
you're still standing there. Yeah. I mean, even the talent, like I know a lot of people don't really see it on that end, but the talent does like a ton of stuff too, like that's like super physically demanding. So crafty, like you said, crafty being there helps.
So important.
Yeah.
Don't skimp on it.
Yeah. So when so I'd get lunch, I guess, and so I'd bring you lunch, and I think me and you kind of just started talking, and I think the first time that really like triggered like the more conversations was you asking me if I liked horror, if I liked the genre horror.
Okay. I
Yeah. So you had, because you had just started your journey of figuring out like executive production stuff. Like you were like starting to like look into like pitching. I think was it pitching things and stuff like that?
No. So prior to moving to Georgia, I was working at there we go. It's bound to happen. Prior to moving to Georgia, I was working as a producer at a small production company back in the Pacific Northwest, producing music videos, social media content, campaigns, things like that, for musicians, small businesses, dancers, bands, etc. And I was also working as a production coordinator on indie projects. So I think the goal has always been to executive produce.
Yeah.
I think if I were to summarize my like long-term goals, it would be to kind of be like a Jon Favreau. Originally, it was also because I wanted to act, but I think that ship has sailed.
That's where I started too.
I think most people start as either an actor, director, or cinematographer, or editor. I think those are the 4 things that people get into the industry with the intent to do, and then they kind of find their niche or where they're really more skilled or where they can get in a little bit easier. But I think I was getting, you know what it was? I had started doing acquisitions on the side.
Acquisitions, that's what it was.
Yeah. And I was getting a lot of horror. And I think I was just like, horror is not my jam, you guys. Like, the fact that we're working on Unholy Vows together is wild to me because...
I was surprised when you pitched it to me. I was like, wait, hang on. You don't like this.
No, see, okay, I don't know if this ever happens to you, but sometimes I get an idea in my head, and the only way to get rid of it is to write it down and just tell the story and be like, I don't want the story, but here's the story.
Yep.
It's not like it's morally repugnant or anything like that. It's just, it's not my genre. And it's like, I don't like zombies, like for a multitude of reasons. And I don't like the zombie genre specifically. But in my head, this project just like appeared. And it asked I think the reason why it won't go away is because it asks a really important question in the premise of the story that I was like, this needs to be answered. And the only way you can answer this question is within this story.
Yeah.
And that was what was like driving me crazy. I was like, no, I don't want a zombie rom-com. I don't want zombies. Because you could make this a zombie horror or a zombie comedy. It doesn't have to, well, actually, I think it has to be a romantic comedy. But like, you could just make it more serious if you wanted to. But I think there's an element.
It could be a zombie romance.
Yeah, zombie romance. But there's no way to tell it without bringing in that element of the undead. Because I think that is what prompts the question. I think if it's a robot rom-com or a vampire rom-com, it doesn't have the same questions.
Yeah, there's no like, the moral significance isn't really there as much.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyways, I think that, that's how we met. I was doing acquisitions and we were chatting about horror and stuff. And
then you were like talking about like horror film festivals and stuff like that. And we kind of started getting on it. I started talking about that short film idea that I had.
Wait, go back. We started what? I totally blanked on that.
we started like really getting into like talking about like the horror and everything like that.
Okay, yeah.
I was giving you a little bit of like insight on like the niche that it is and why it's so popular and why it's kind of a cult classic type thing.
Yeah.
And then I think I was reading a book or I had like a Google Doc open one day, and our conversations always would like continue. Like we'd walk away in the middle of one because we'd have, work would take precedent.
100%.
And then we'd like pick it up. And I remember you walked past and you were like, oh, you're writing something. You're like, oh, you're a writer. Do you write the horror genre?
Yeah.
I was like, actually, I'm working on a short film. And that's where my like short film horror, like me and you talked about that. And then we kind of like latched onto that together and we started really talking about that.
Well, it's because you had such a fun concept. Like I'm telling you guys, it's going to be a feature film, right? Or are you doing novel first?
So the
dark comedy.
Yeah, so the dark comedy romance thing that I'm doing, that one's going to be a feature. I don't know, right? Because a feature film would be good.
Yeah.
But if I did it as a TV show, bit my lip, sorry. If I did it as a TV show, I could really build those characters in like a super fun way.
Yeah.
But the premise of this was like to reintroduce like rom-coms.
Yeah.
So it's like I have mixed feelings about that. I haven't really figured out the direction to go yet.
Yeah.
Could make it a movie and then make it a TV show. But
yeah, to see how it does.
Yeah. But before that was born was the Cursed Object. Do you remember the Cursed Object?
Yes, the one where oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, the one that started it all.
Oh, is that what started it?
Yeah, that was the first one we talked about.
That was the short film that you were working on at the time?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that was the one that kind of started it all, was that because I was like, I like scary movies.
Yeah.
They freak me out. So I was like, how do I make a scary movie scarier?
Yeah.
And that's where that one came in, and we started talking about that. And then one day we got on to one of our rabbit holes about romantic comedies.
Yes.
And then I was like, but what if?
Yeah.
And that's where kind of our like writing, our co-writing started, because you kept throwing ideas at me too that like, I was like, oh my God, I love that. Like,
well, you were nice enough to actually like be willing to listen to me throw things at you.
I like your idea. I think more people should take other people's ideas in when they give them. Because like sometimes it's, as a writer, I mean, and I'm sure everybody who's a writer can relate. Sometimes people throw things in and it feels like they're just like, I want to be a part of this.
Story.
Yeah. But when you get somebody else that like truly like listens to the premise and sits there and like absorbs it, and then they're like, but how about this?
Yeah.
I think more people should be open to that.
Yeah.
Because that's what created, that's what grew that story.
Yeah. No, I mean, it also, I think it speaks to being able to discern, like your ability to discern, like, I'm not going to say good ideas versus bad ideas, but like people trying to not help you, but like people wanting to tell the story for you, getting excited about the story. Because usually it comes from a place of excitement, not necessarily like manipulation or something, narcissistic or bad or anything. But,
yeah, not at all.
It just comes from a place of being like, oh, but if I were telling the story, I would tell it like this, or,
Yeah.
Versus someone who's like, oh, this is an interesting idea. Have you asked this question yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which those conversations is what led me to easily, like without hesitation, agree when you called about this project.
Hey.
Because I was like, the way we were able to communicate for that, it worked really well.
Yeah.
So I was like, yes.
No, it was super fun. I was really glad when you said yes, because so the way that we're doing Unholy Vows is we're telling it as a novel first and then a movie second. And then we have some other stuff in the works too, but I won't dive into that. But because Darcy's more familiar and understands novel writing better, and has, you've gotten some like, I don't know, like trending stuff on like Tumblr and, stories and stuff like that.
Archive of Our Own I use a lot. Easier sometimes to tell a story with characters that are already created.
Sure.
When it needs to get out, like that process where you're talking about how you have this story and you don't necessarily like maybe want it, but you got to get it out.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get that, but I don't have characters. So taking other characters and putting them in that situation is how I do it.
Yeah. How's that going, by the way, with Matilda, our main character?
Oh my gosh. Definitely.
We should probably dive into that in another.
Definitely something to talk about in the next episode, because I think we're going to do writer's block in the next episode.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And that plays a huge role in my writer's block.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
But, okay, so we met on that set and then started just chatting, kind of built our friendship there.
Yeah.
Didn't see each other for a minute, and then just have been keeping in touch. I think I would text you every now and then and be like, Darcy, how's that dark rom-com coming?
You would.
You'd be like,
I'm still ready for that.
You'd be like, leave me alone, woman.
I'd be like, I'm literally in the depths of despair right now. I'm so sorry I can't write this, but it means a lot to me that you care.
Of course. But yeah, so it's been cool that we've gotten to a point where we can now like co-write together. With you bringing your skill set in novel writing and me bringing a skill set, some sort of skill set. I don't know, it's a skill set, but some sort of skill set in writing.
Script writing is hard.
See, I think it's so much easier.
Which is so funny, because novels are so easy for me.
Yeah.
Script writing.
Yeah.
The 10 pages that you got of that other project that I worked on that one time.
Yeah.
Do you remember that it took me like 3 months?
And I was like, Torch, let's just knock out 10 pages. This is going to be bad, but we'll fix it as we go.
She just like, I'm not even kidding. She just like emails me one day. She's like, okay, here's the torch. And I was like, I didn't even know you were working on this. And you were like, oh, I just thought of it like yesterday. And I was like, I'm going to work on this now. And then it was 10 pages of like a fully fleshed out script, though, like a torch script.
Yeah. I mean,
I couldn't do that.
Because the dialogue was atrocious, though. You have to admit that. Like, even that's how my brain works. Your brain, like, from what you've shared, and I'll let you share that. Your brain and my brain work a little bit differently, which is nice because I think it complements each other.
Yeah.
But the way my brain works is it's like, oh, this moment with this emotional impact. And then I'm like, okay, but what's the premise of the story getting to that point? And then my brain's like, well, first they start there, and then they go there, and then they go there, and then that happens. And now here's some emotional impact moment. And it's like, my brain's just like, let's just like bam, 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 and look at it like, you're almost like you're looking at a board game, like place, like map or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, they start here, and then you go here, and then there's all these little twists and turns and stuff. And then it's going in to fill in the rest of that stuff.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a little bit harder. And I think I'm working on just being okay with it being bad to start.
That is one of the hardest things. Yeah. My roommate actually, like, one day she's just like, just do it bad. She's like, who cares?
Yeah.
Just do it bad.
I think you need someone, or at least I feel like I need people, whether it's, other people online or family or friends or, just whoever, to be like, the first draft's going to suck. It's going to suck. Just write it. Just know it's sucky. It sucks. Yeah, just know it sucks. I'm telling you in advance, your first draft sucks.
Yeah.
But that shouldn't stop you from writing it. That should encourage you to just get it out.
Yeah, just get it out, and then you can fix it. That's what editing is for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But with the way your brain works and the way my brain works, perfect for co-writing.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have all these bits and pieces.
Yeah.
And I'm very like a go with the flow type of writing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like I have a premise of like, this is what the story's vibe is going to be. And then I'm just like string of consciousness.
Yeah.
Like just go.
Yeah.
Tell the story as it comes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think with co-writing that works because you have all these points that I have to hit.
Yeah.
So it gives me more of a stability, but then I can fill in those holes.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And I think there has to be, like, for people who are looking at co-writing, I think there's an element of humility that needs to happen on both sides of being like, we have to really discern on our separate ends, what is the hill that I should die on for the story's sake, not for my sake as the writer.
Yeah.
And I think that is something that we'll navigate going forward, and everyone will get to listen, and maybe in a couple months we'll be like, this sucks. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, we're definitely going to have...
fine.
Yeah.
We're going to work through it.
And it's pretty good, too. I think when you guys co-write with somebody, always make sure that you, like she was saying, like, humility to it, but also, like, kind of willing to, like... If you have an idea, instead of just blatantly being like, no, it has to happen,
right,
offer like other ways to show the person the idea that you have. Mm-hmm. Like we had one recently where we're talking about like romantic rituals that like the characters would have.
Yeah. Just like cute little things that you do with your significant other, like a little fist bump or a quick kiss goodbye or whatever.
Yeah, just something like that, like normal people would do that could change with the way our story's going.
Yes.
And I'm really set on this one idea where like sometimes you just have those couples that like even if they're walking like 2 feet away from each other, it's like a peck on the lips and a bye, love you, bye. And for some reason that's just like I see that with them, and I know that you're like, well, I don't know, like I'm not really feeling that.
Yeah.
Instead of me just being like, no, I really want this has to happen, and you being like, no, I don't want this to happen. I was like, okay, well, what if I write out a few things where you can kind of read it, we can see how it plays, and then if we still don't want it, that's totally fine. Yeah. But at least I kind of gave you an example of what I was looking for.
Right, exactly. And I think that's helpful too, because sometimes we can see things in our head on either side of the pro or con side of it, and then we get it out and we're like, oh, that actually isn't how I thought it was going to be for pro or con. And it's like, maybe once we get this, once it's written out and we read through it, we're like, oh, that totally makes sense, but we need to twist it a little bit. We need to like tweak it a little bit, kind of a thing.
Or I might write it out and be like, oh, wait, actually, I hate this.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, it'd be kind of cute if you guys are listening to this, if you've made it this far. What are like some cute little like romantic rituals you do with your significant other? Yeah. That might be cute to like hear about other people's stuff. Because like, so for like Kenan and I, we hold pinkies sometimes while we're walking, and it's super cute.
That is really cute.
And there's all sorts of things that we do, but it's just stuff like that. Like, what's a cute little thing that you do with your significant other to just show them that you care?
Yeah.
Or just show the world that you care.
I have one so bad that I want to tell you about that my best friend and her fiance do, but I don't know if that's something that
all right, we'll do it offline.
It's so funny. It's not something you can do in public, but it's so funny.
Oh, gosh.
If they ever did, I'd lose my mind.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, we'll save that for offline just for their privacy sake.
Yeah, I don't know how much I'm allowed to share about her personal life anyways.
Yeah. I'm very big on telling your own story, not other people's stories.
Yes. Yeah.
Unless given permission.
Yes.
Gosh. So yeah, co-writing. I mean, I think that it's a good yin and yang that what we have, and obviously there's going to be times when, you know, it clashes just because it's different. Like we have a different way of doing it. But I think that there's an element too of we both want what's best for the story, and we want to like honor the story and the characters and make sure that we're telling it the right way. Yeah. While also not getting bogged down with being like we have to do it perfectly.
Yeah. Yeah. Which is one of the hardest things as a writer.
Oh my gosh, for real. Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at. That's the journey we're going on.
You guys get to follow us along.
I know, right? It's so exciting. Even if it's just my family and your family.
Right?
It'll be nice.
It'll be good.
It'll be faster than a phone call. I'm sorry, Mom.
Your mom, you miss me just listening to my podcast.
I know. Sometimes we're catching up or she'll call and I'm like in the middle of something and it'll be like 2 hours later and Kenan will have come home and dinner will be ready and I'll be like, I really gotta go. I'm sorry. But we're just, you know, vibing and talking and having fun. And it's like, you don't want to like hang up or stop it, but you're also like, dang, I got responsibilities.
I gotta live a life.
I gotta go do stuff.
Yeah.
Half the time I'm doing the stuff while I'm talking to her, but then I'm like, well, the dishes are done, the laundry's folded, dinner's ready, the husband's home, and I have to go eat. I can't have you around while I'm eating, Mom. That's weird.
Gotta go back to life, I guess.
No, but it's nice. It's nice to have that relationship. But yeah, so yeah, that's kind of the journey we're on. We also have this is actually going to pop up on the Misty Morning Stories social media accounts. Yes. As well as probably on the Unholy Vows.
Yeah, I'll probably post about it.
Just so people can follow since that's the main focus. But yeah, this is a way for me to be accountable and for us to catch up and, you know, touch base every week and just kind of see where things are at in our progress and our process and just kind of share the ups and downs, the highs and lows. Yeah. We want to create a space for writers because we're writers and we need space.
Yes, we do. And there's like so much that people don't really prepare you for, like going into like the actual like professional side of writing.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
So since we're going to be learning, we might as well teach other people.
Yeah, hopefully you can learn from us. And like, I was listening to a podcast on the way to this recording, and the girl that was talking, it was a marketing podcast, and she was like, look, I'm inviting you guys 6 years into my journey. So you, as you start off on your journey for marketing, are now learning what it took me 6 years to learn, which is, I think, the hope and the hope of this podcast is just that, like, if you're early in your career or if you're, you know, farther in, but you haven't heard some of this stuff before, you just need some encouragement just to know that, you just need to know that, like, somebody gets it, like, that other people are dealing with writer's block, or other people are struggling with co-writing, or other people are, you know, whatever it may be. Not that we're struggling with co-writing, but
but I mean, we might someday, eventually.
Probably. Yeah, who knows?
It happens. People are different.
Yeah,
everybody's different.
Yeah,
so
exactly. We're not here to like sugarcoat or like present a polished like, look at us, we're writers. How
we're
great.
So good.
And also, we don't want to give advice of like just write.
Ugh,
that's really annoying.
Literally the worst advice.
I mean, it is like the foundation of if you are a writer, you have to write. Like you can't just be like, I'm a writer and then not write. So like you don't have to hit any specific goals. You don't have to finish a NaNoWriMo. You don't have to have like a trad publisher or an agent or like 5 novels that have been published on Amazon or a bestseller. Like writing is whatever you define success as a writer is what makes you a successful writer.
Yeah.
But you still have to write. Like just write is like just dumb because it's like saying like
I know that. Like that's why I'm a writer.
Yeah. It's like if you want to graduate college, go to college. I'm like, oh,
thanks. I had no idea. I thought I could just do it while I sat here.
I could just like get a degree online. Yeah. Or, like not online. Like online college is bad, but like printed. Anyways,
online college is not bad.
No, I am 100% fully. Okay, gosh. Yes, I'm not dissing online college.
No, I know. Like, I just like giving you a hard time.
I know. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I just get myself in trouble.
But yeah, so welcome to our podcast. Welcome to what is it? Untitled Workin' Podcast.
Yeah, our Untitled Workin' Podcast.
We're very happy to have you. If you have questions or anything you guys want us to talk about, leave us some messages, and we'd love to be able to interact and answer questions and go about it from our point of view so that you can have a separate point of view from what you have.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're not at all saying there's one way to do it when it comes to being a writer. So if you have questions and we can add any sort of value or share any sort of insight, we're happy to do that. As long as we haven't signed an NDA about anything.
Yeah, true.
And if we have, we'll tell you.
Yeah, sorry.
I would answer that question, but
maybe when it's done.
Yeah.
When we're allowed to talk about it.
Right. Yeah. And some stuff we're just going to keep a little closer to the vest as we develop it, in the sense of like, we're not going to dive into all of the like marketing plans for Unholy Vows or like all of the content we're going to share with you for Unholy Vows. But we are going to we'll bring it up when it is the right time.
Yeah. And I think, I guess like our biggest promise to you guys as the listeners and us as the teachers, I guess, in a way.
Hosts of our life.
Hosts, yeah. We'll be as raw and honest with you as we're able to with any questions, any situations. Yeah. We're like Lauren was saying.
PG-13 raw as we can.
Like, but like
putting a PG-13 rating on this.
Yeah, we might have to.
Well, I don't want to disqualify anyone because I know a lot of writers that started at like 12, 13, 14.
That's true, and like all the new like internet crackdowns on like age verification.
Yeah.
But like Laura was saying, we're not going to sugarcoat it. Like if we start doing a situation and it's hard, we're going to tell you that it's hard.
100%. Absolutely. Yeah.
So we want to make sure you go into this not blind. And that's really our biggest thing. We want to make sure that we are setting other people up to have a space.
Yeah.
And know that they can like, I mean, if you want to like vent about a situation in our comments, and like we'll talk about that too, like, and we'll be like, well, this is what we do when we have to deal with that. Like whatever you guys need as writers, you know, we want to create a space where it can be talked about.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that's kind of this podcast in a nutshell. And that's kind of us in a nutshell. And that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, we hope to see you next week.
Yeah. Oh, and we are going to be having guests on as well, so they can share their perspective, because like we said earlier, our perspective is not the only perspective. We can all define success in different ways, and we just kind of want other people to share their experience as well. So if you have anyone that you'd like to have on the podcast too, drop them in the comments so that we can try and hit them up. We'll see if they're willing to come on our lovely podcast.
That would be awesome. Yeah. But great idea. And just remember, everybody's a work in progress. It's a process.
Amen. All right. Till next time, guys. We'll see you later. All right.
Till next time. Also, if you're going to write it, it's okay to write it bad.
Yes. Amen. All right. Did we have an out?
I don't remember what it was. We did. It was really good.
Dang it.
Something about everybody's a work in
podcast.
Everybody's a work in progress. Just remember that it's a process. That's what it was.
Okay. Do you want to kick the... You want to do that?
Sure. Okay. Maybe it did combine the two recordings and it was just yours was quieter.
Mine was just super quiet. Okay. Yeah. My audio is actually popping up.
Okay. Cool.
I'm going to do the clap. Man. Stay in school, kids. Stay in school. We'll figure it out.
We got this.
Yes.
It's a learning curve.
Absolutely. So much learning. People are going to learn so much from us because we're going to do so much wrong.
So much wrong.
Okay.
All right. I guess, do you want to just start over?
Yeah, let's just do the intro over.
Okay. Cool. I had one film that I worked, one set that I worked on where I was an assistant for one of the higher ups in a department.
Yeah.
And I would literally I'd get off work and I'd sleep in my car for 2 hours and then I'd go back to work because I had to drive them to and from set.
Ugh, that's terrible.
From the warehouses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
PA work is hard.
Yes.
Oh, I don't want to derail. But
derail for a second. I'll bring us back if we need to.
2 seconds. PAs.
Yeah.
Have you heard that on the set of The Pit, PAs are trying to unionize?
I hadn't heard on The Pit, but I do know that they've been trying to for a while, and there's a big push for the DGA to just absorb the PAs.
Yeah.
I think the hard thing with it in general is that PA is such a fluid. It's the most entry level position, and it's the most fluid position. So some people are like, well, how do we how/why do we get them in? Because like if you're a costumes PA, but then you switch to an art PA, now you're in a different union potentially, or you're in a different bracket. And so I think that's where where people are like trying to figure it out and navigate that. But yeah, I know they've been trying to do that for a while. I think DJ makes the most sense.
Even if it's like just something so that they can get
just benefits like health insurance.
Yeah. Because being a PA, I mean, a lot of the times you work the most hours.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. When I have PAs, I try to be very considerate about the way, like how much time they're working, what their turnaround times are, all of that. But it's hard because you only get X amount of PAs based on the budget.
Yeah.
And the other thing too is that sometimes they're not honest with you about stuff. Which,
I mean, PAs are entry level. You don't know who you're getting.
I've heard some people had like, this is definitely derailed, but just as a funny little aside, I've heard some people be like, yeah, I had a PA show up and he was kind of being weird, and then I realized he was hardcore stoned, and I had to send him home, but I couldn't send him home because
you need the hands.
Drive. No, he can't drive.
Oh, he was that stoned?
They were like, we're not putting you in a car.
Wow.
No, it was a safety thing for sure. Most people are very much like safety. They're like, we don't care what you do outside of work, but when you're at work, you better be fully there.
Yeah, that's fair.
No, there's just some like wild stuff you just don't know. Or like, I've had some PAs that were great, but they were also like, they didn't tell me when they were too tired. And so I'd be like, hey, like, can you drive these people home? And they should have said, I am not safe to drive.
Yeah.
Well, it was never like people were in danger, but they were like, yeah, I parked out front and I slept in front of the house. And I'm like, that might have creeped out the people you dropped off, but I'm glad you didn't keep driving. I mean.
Yeah. But I mean, what is it? Late night car accidents is like the biggest thing in the film industry.
Yeah.
The only reason why I derailed with like film stuff was just because that's also a part of like, because you're a screenwriter, so that's like a part of like what I feel like we're kind of talking to within the podcast. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's also something to take in consideration as a screenwriter sometimes, of like what the story is that you're writing and how much of a heavy lift it is, and do you have the budget for it?
Yeah.
And not that any of the logistics are on you as a screenwriter in the sense of like people's time and schedule and tiredness or anything, but it's just a skill that I've heard many executives and many higher ups share that they value in a good screenwriter.
That makes
someone
sense.
who can understand how much a scene is going to cost them.
Yeah.
Just by writing it and being like, if I'm writing for a television show, for example, and I know we're getting real derailed, but this is the intro, so woo! We'll dive into this. How about this? We'll TBD this. We'll dive into screenwriting and budgets and things like that at another episode. But I've definitely got some thoughts on it. I haven't been a screenwriter for a TV episode yet, but I did just come off of working on a TV show, so there's just some stuff that's been cool to learn about and stuff that's not private.
I haven't gotten to work on a TV show yet.
It's a lot of
I only did movies, yeah.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, man. But we had phenomenal teams, so